Imagine standing in line for 2 hours outside a shopping mall, not for a new phone, not for concert tickets, for a small plastic toy with pointy ears, jagged teeth, and an expression that looks like it just woke up from a very bad dream. Now imagine that same toy showing up on the handbag of a global pop star, selling out online in under 3 minutes, and then reappearing on resale sites for 5 to 10 times its original price. That is Labubu. And if you have been wondering why this strange little creature seems to be everywhere right now, you are not alone. Labubu is a character designed by Hong Kong artist Kazing Lung, inspired by Nordic folklore and his own love of dark fairy tales. The figure has wild fur, oversized ears, and a wide grin full of uneven teeth. It is not cute in the conventional sense. It is something stranger, what collectors often describe as ugly cute, or in internet language, a little gremlin you cannot stop looking at. Pop Mart, the Chinese designer toy company, licensed the character and turned it into a blind box collectible series. That decision changed everything. So what exactly is a blind box? You pay a set price, typically somewhere between $10 and $20, and you receive a sealed package. You do not know which version of the toy is inside until you open it. There might be 8 standard variants and 1 rare secret figure hidden somewhere in the production run. That randomness is the engine. It triggers the same psychological loop as a mystery reward. You want to complete the set. You want the rare one. And if you pull a duplicate, you either trade it or sell it. The unboxing moment itself became content, millions of videos of people tearing open Labubu packages, reacting in real time, building communities around the chase. But blind box toys existed before Labubu. What pushed this particular character into a different category was celebrity visibility. Reports suggest that when high-profile musicians and influencers began posting photos with Labubu figures clipped to their designer bags, search interest spiked in multiple countries almost simultaneously. The toy stopped being a collector niche and became a status signal. Suddenly owning a Labubu was not just about the toy, it was about being part of a cultural moment that crossed between streetwear, luxury fashion, and internet culture all at once. The resale market told the story clearly. Standard Labubu figures that retail for around $20 have been seen on resale platforms for well over $100, and limited edition or collaboration versions have reportedly reached several $100s or more. That kind of markup creates urgency. If you do not buy it at retail today, you might be paying triple next week. Pop Mart understood this dynamic and leaned into it, releasing limited regional exclusives, collaborating with fashion brands, and expanding their physical store presence globally. Reports indicate Pop Mart opened or planned stores across Southeast Asia, Europe, and North America during this period, turning each location into a destination rather than just a retail point. There is also something worth understanding about the timing. The Labubu wave grew loudest in a moment when many people were looking for small, affordable luxury, something that felt special and collectible without requiring the price of a designer bag or a limited sneaker. A Labubu sits at the intersection of accessible and exclusive. You can buy one at retail if you are fast enough. But the hunt is part of the appeal. Collectors also point to the community dimension. Labubu owners trade figures, post their collections, customize their toys, and follow release calendars the way sneaker collectors follow drop dates. There are online groups dedicated to identifying fake Labubus, because yes, counterfeits appeared quickly once the demand became serious. The authenticity conversation alone generated its own wave of content. Now, as of 2026, some observers note that the peak intensity of the craze has shifted. The toy is still visible, still collectible, still moving on resale markets, but the frenzy of the early surge has settled into something more like an established collector culture. That is actually a sign of a toy that crossed from trend into category. Labubu did not disappear after its viral moment. It became a reference point. When a major watch brand collaborated with a luxury watchmaker recently, commentators compared the hype strategy directly to Labubu, calling it the Labubu of watches. That kind of cultural shorthand only happens when something has genuinely changed the conversation. What Labubu really did was remind the world that desire is not always rational, and it does not have to be. Sometimes a small monster with bad teeth and wild eyes is exactly what people want to carry around, because it is weird, because it is theirs, and because finding the rare one feels like winning something in a world that does not hand out many wins for free. So here's my question for you. Have you ever bought a blind box, or stood in line for something that surprised even you? Drop it in the comments. I want to know what made you do it.